And if you look at the results of this study, they actually show NIO's favorability ranking much higher than just about every automaker.
So NIO stock just goes up and up and up. It closed Tuesday 6.54% in the green and again reached a new all-time high of $35.87. And today we have another all-time high of $37. NIO is now in the top 10% of car companies market cap wise. In just over these last 6 months, NIO shares have gone up a massive 950% or so, meaning you would have more than 10x your money if you bought it back in March. Let's make sense of this huge bull rally and go over the events that led to the stock going up so much, and also look at whether or not it is a buy at these current levels of $37, and also look at some price targets and price predictions. If you're new here, my name is Sam and welcome to the channel. If you found this valuable, please press that like button. It would help out my channel a lot. Also, subscribe if you want to see more updates on these companies and other electric vehicle stocks. Now back to NIO. So as I said, NIO has been on an absolute roll this year, and even these past days we're seeing massive bullish sentiment on the stock. And looking at the stock chart, the stock is at the time of this video at $37. And just a couple days ago, on Friday, October 30th, it was at $30.58. That is a ridiculous increase of close to 30% for a stock that has gone up so much already, and it is very, very impressive. Just less than a year ago, one share only cost around $3. That is a ridiculous increase of close to 30%, and for a stock that has gone up so much already this year, it is very impressive. Less than a year ago, one share only cost around $3. And at this point, there are no longer only NIO enthusiasts going into the stock. The stock is having very high option volumes, with the overwhelming majority of those options being call options, meaning people were betting on NIO going up in the short term. And when people start exercising those options and buying shares instead, that will lead to the price going up even more, which in turn leads to more people exercising their options, almost creating a self-fulfilling prophecy of sorts. And at this point, who knows where NIO stock price might end up? I'll look at some price targets and predictions later in the video, but as of right now, it is very hard to tell what's going to happen in the short term. Well, there are many factors, but aside from the obvious EV megatrend that is going on, with almost every electric vehicle stock posting huge returns, this year NIO is quite a special case. It mainly operates in China and has come quite far in its journey to become an actual known car brand, and not just another startup. You see, that is mainly what investors are looking for in these stocks, since most growth stocks in the startup phase have huge risks of failing despite their obvious potential for upside. And what we have seen these past months with NIO is constantly meeting and almost exceeding the already high expectations of the investors, making them believe that NIO actually might make it and take those sweet market shares in the automobiles industry, where, by the way, even a couple of percentages of the market shares would be huge, especially if NIO expands from China and into the rest of the world. These past days, we have for example seen NIO announcing record deliveries for October, which are even higher than their monthly production capacity, just showing that their demand is on a constant rise. And they just keep setting these delivery records every month, and it is starting to seem like NIO CEO William Li's optimistic forecast is starting to be quite realistic. And this week we also saw rumors that NIO have very clear plans for expanding to Europe. According to a report from a Chinese media outlet, which was later confirmed, NIO already has an export business team which has recently deployed many staff members and plans to sell 7,000 ES8 and ES6 models there in 2 years, starting with Copenhagen in Denmark. And as if that wasn't enough, NIO also recently won a Chinese government contract to supply vehicles to Beijing institutions between 2020 and 2022. And with China already being so keen on reducing their carbon emissions with very ambitious goals, who knows what doors this will open up for NIO in the future. And last but not least, what is definitely supporting this big run-up of NIO is a constant flow of analysts from well-known banks or institutions updating their ratings and price targets for NIO, with a large majority of these updates being positive ones. Just to name a few, Morgan Stanley analyst Tim Xiao raised the price target some time ago to $33, all the way from $20.5, and went on to say that this upgrade was based on better than expected Q3 deliveries, margin upside potential, and an update of their assumptions behind NIO's vehicle and long-term take rate of net operating profit. And what's funny is that we are already past the mark that they set, but updates like these are nonetheless what makes people go from bearish to bullish when they see an analyst do that. And JP Morgan's Nick Lay has also just upgraded NIO from hold to buy with a street high $40 price target. In China's smart EV market, we expect NIO to be a long-term winner in the premium space among Chinese brands, the analyst explained. He concluded that NIO is expected to dominate around 30% of the premium passenger EV market or reach 334,000 units by 2025, adding that the next big event is the Q3 results in mid-November. We also have analysts from Citi and Deutsche Bank increasing their price targets on NIO to $46.40 from $33.20 and $26 to $34 respectively, again showing just how drastically the sentiment is changing for the stock. And people, this is also very well reflected in how the institutions are behaving when it comes to the stock. In just Q4, we have had $281 million worth of NIO shares being bought and only around $3.5 million sold. The so-called smart money is really loving the stock right now. I personally wouldn't be surprised if we saw $50 being reached in the coming months and even $100 within a year. But keep in mind that the stock is very volatile, especially right now, and usually with NIO we see a consolidation after a huge run-up like the one we're seeing now. And this combined with the fact that I already have a bunch of NIO stocks makes me a bit hesitant to buy more right now. But as a diversified long-term investor, I definitely think it is fine to dedicate a part of your portfolio to NIO and buy some stock even at these prices. Preferably buying a couple stocks every week over a longer time period, just as a small protection from the volatile nature of the stock. And despite me being very bullish on NIO, I really want to emphasize that it is a speculative buy after all, with a great potential for upside, but there is also a higher risk for any investor chooses to buy it. And despite me being very bullish on the stock, I really want to emphasize that it is a speculative buy, and with the great upside potential, there is also a higher risk for any investor who chooses to buy it. Even though I think it is very unlikely, I will be doing just fine even if I lose out on my already amazing returns and even if the stock goes all the way to zero, since I have a diverse portfolio with a lot of different growth stocks with varying risk levels. I just love my approach nonetheless, because I do think it is more likely for the stock to reach much higher valuations of even $200 or more dollars, and I love having the possibility for that to happen, rather than just investing in blue chip dividend stocks and waiting 40 plus years before I am finally financially free. And with that, I want to conclude today's video. If you enjoyed this one and watched all the way to the end, I would highly appreciate if you gave the video a like to help us reach out and help more people regarding NIO. It is hard to believe, but it really does help out. Also subscribe if you want to see more similar content, and I will make sure to provide more updates for you. There are more than 90% of my viewers who are not subscribed to the channel, so let's see how fast we can get to 1,000 subscribers, and my absolute goal is to get there within this year. That would be so amazing. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.